Oh, I'm a complete dumbass. It took me a minute and a half to realize she's not gonna sing. What?
So these are two B-side songs from the solo artist IU's 2013 Modern Times album. First is the song called Wait, which is a song basically about waiting for a person's true nature to be revealed.
It is composed by TEXU. This is a fan-made lyric video.
3, 2, 1, wait.
And we're in a swinging vibe.
And we're doing the minor sixths.
Interesting use of the tango rhythm. Not what I was gonna expect.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, like with what the drums are doing really quickly, it's like, reminds me of like a tango, or like the rhythm that they're playing is sort of influenced by that and like something called bolero, which is interesting because it's like, usually when you hear music like that, it can portray like a very seductive emotion.
The layering of the strings.
Well, they
But
have
the
like
drum machine is cool.
They have like the blah in the piano at the beginning, so like a really fast rhythm, and then the two big beats are syncopated. They're on the offbeat.
They're waiting an extremely long time to bring in vocals. They might actually not even be vocals, I don't know. But
Oh, now there's like drums. This is like.
But
really
there's also a little
cool.
jazz too.
Yeah.
Teeny bit, teeny bit.
This is not what I think of when I think of like K-pop or like any pop.
Oh.
is this supposed to be like the first instrumental song we've ever heard?
I've heard
Like
some.
there's a voice in back there, but I don't know.
But the voice is used in a rhythmic way,
Yeah.
not in a melodic way.
Sure. It's not about the voice at any point. Yeah,
It's about what it adds to the rhythmic texture.
sure.
Oh, I'm a complete dumbass. It took me a minute and a half to realize she's not gonna sing. What?
Spoke too soon.
I mean, that's kind of cool though that like you had to wait for the lyrics, and then you know that they.
It's kind of like a limping bass line, isn't it?
A little bit. I feel like the sample that they have is not 100%, not rhythmically looped to 100% accuracy, not because of an error on their part, just because of the sample they're using. Sometimes that can be cool. Those eighth notes aren't perfect in that.
Melody's really nice. There's like a contrast between the like very active instrumentals and the very legato melody.
Ooh, that was scary.
Interesting. Okay, I think I understand why the first half of the song was like just complete instrumentals and no vocals.
Why?
Well, I think it plays into the
Oh,
message.
are we waiting for the voice to come in?
Well, yeah, like it plays into the message of the song.
Oh my god!
When you meet someone for the first time and you know, and it gets past the point of like, oh, you're just an acquaintance and you become friends, we love to put up walls and facades, and we like to kind of embody what we want ourselves to be like. You know, some people are really happy, and you know, like me, I'm a very positive person. I like to be positive and have this kind of like persona that is me. And when you become friends with someone, there's this kind of grace period where the facades are still there, and you know, we like to hold them up, but you're kind of waiting for them to fall down and for them to like actually confide in you and let you know how their life's really going. And then when that happens, you're like, oh, like this is like a friendship, you know. I think the fact that the instrumentals didn't, you know, just kind of had their moment for the first half of the song, that's that kind of like weird grace period. And it was interesting too because the instrumentals that did take up the first half of the song, it wasn't clear cut. Like we were, you know, talking back and forth about like what the style was, what the genre was. There was a little bit of Latin, there was a little bit of jazz. There was a little bit of hip hop with the, like the stereo scratch noises, like wicka wicka what. There was like a lot of kind of like different things, and it kind of makes you sit there and be like, what? Like what's happening? It kind of like, you're waiting for her to come in to establish, like, please let me know, you know, what kind of song is this gonna be? It's already halfway over.
Wow, talk about waiting. My goodness. It
There
was
you
like,
go.
like the beginning, I was just like, wow, this is a nice instrumental. And I was like waiting for something to just like stop on unresolved chord and maybe just continue onto the first verse. But yeah, that kept going, but it was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
All the ideas are like slithering through. Like rhythm wise, it's like very offset. And when she's singing, it's very like, it's maybe it's on the downbeat, maybe it's on the offbeat. It's like it goes between those two, and also the way she like goes from dynamics. So it's like sometimes it's very loud, sometimes it's very soft, but just slithering. It's just like wow, that was a roller coaster.
I really enjoy how there wasn't any need for a melody or some sort of instrumental solo during the first half of the song when it's just instrumentals. It kind of just allows the style of the song to speak for itself.
Agreed.
It was just a rhythm section, and you occasionally hear some piano notes that like are sort of melodic, more motivic than melodic.
Yes.
And I really enjoy that. I think it's really fresh.
I thought it was pretty cool how she just like, you had this rhythm section vamping for, I don't know, a good
At least a
and half.
minute, yeah. She's like, I had to wait, so you gotta wait.
Yeah, and then like she just said what she had to say and just ended the song. I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty cool. Because like a lot of times like, oh, you need to have a little bit more content in here just to like make it a little bit longer, maybe get some more play time. But no, she just like said what she had to say and got out.
It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. I feel like, you know, like a pop producer could come in here and be like, oh, this song's never gonna like make radio time, or blah, it doesn't have like this, or it needs more of a hook, or blah, and she's just like, no.
So let's play that hook 8 times. 8 times. So she didn't do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was just cool.
So we're comparing Wait to the track called Modern Times from the same album. This is a song about the legacy of Charlie Chaplin. The lyrics are a very endearing thank you note to the late silent film star.
You know, once you say Charlie Chaplin, I'm starting to like see some similarities, and like even from Wait. But
Yeah.
I'll talk about. I'll wait until
I can't believe there's finally a K-pop song where the name of the song is actually relevant to a movie that it's referencing. Modern Times is considered one of Charlie Chaplin's best films. And I'm glad that,
We'll see how this homage goes.
yeah.
1. No, go right.
No, you do it. You start.
1 and 2 and 3 and.
Oh.
Oh, that's so good. Okay.
Ooh, the clarinet.
Dude, I wish Charlie Chaplin could hear this.
Okay.
It's nice that she has the kind of music that would be playing during Charlie Chaplin's heyday, you know, that like he would be listening to.
It reminds me of like early swing when there's like those early small swing ensembles, but like Korean, you know. Ah, she's such a good voice. I know we were just talking about how we say that too much, but like she does.
I really don't want to upset how into this you
No.
are, but I don't like this at all. Cuz it is like the epitome of jazzy.
No, it's definitely no. You have to listen to some Charlie Chaplin scores.
Oh, that's so good.
You hear the low brass?
Yeah.
Boom,
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 boom, boom, boom.
Yes! Oh! Reference to Modern Times the movie. Gears on the clock.
They have like a whole ass jazz ensemble. I didn't even notice that type of movie.
It's nice.
Man, so pleasant.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Little resolution down.
Yeah. We just talked about jazz scores in music, in film music history, and my professor like differentiated between like real jazz, which has an element of improvisation, and like using jazz in a film score because it has to be exactly matched up with the film, so it loses a lot of its spontaneity in that sense. So yeah, there's a difference in the way jazz is used in film.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ooh, that was cute.
Nice. It was kind of like a fake build-up a little bit,
Yeah.
and then it just trailed out, and then the chorus came in again.
I actually wish they would change the texture. Her voice is good though.
Oh man, wow, this last verse hits the feels.
Okay.
You want a texture
They did
change?
it. Thanks. Yeah.
It's got like a carousel kind of vibe.
Yeah. That is what it is. Yeah.
Mr. Chaplin.
Strings?
Yeah, it sounds like fake strings. That makes it sound more like movie-like, in a way. You know how in movies they have those like that kind of sound, like the really high strings playing really quietly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was so cute.
I like that.
I liked it. It was good.
It's good.
It was sincere, actually. I think
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
I think my
The
favorite
subject
part.
matter is good.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of that was when I started. I'm like, we heard the clarinet. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna one of two ways. Clarinet's gonna be copy and paste throughout the entire time, or it's gonna be genuine, and the clarinet's just gonna dance around everything that's going around. Like it was. It was just so free and so fun. Like it was like there was like definitely like a conversation that was happening between like the voice and the clarinet, which I found really fun.
I think that was a good reference to Charlie Chaplin.
I shared what I shared.
I'm a fan. I think there was a lot of like jazzy elements in the scores that Chaplin used that weren't necessarily like jazz.
Actually, you know what? I'll level with you. Because of the fact that this is about someone from a very specific time period and they're making a reference and an homage to what they would do, I think that is far more acceptable than another video we watched that was supposed to be like 20s flapper big band jazz, and it was just a complete bastardization of everything that came from that time period in dance band music, and it just made me want to vomit. This was not that way.
Yeah,
and I really
this
appreciate that.
This
actually.
is definitely this was a good homage. I really felt like she captured the spirit of Charlie Chaplin.
Also, like such an honest, wholesome thing to shout out to.
I know.
To me, it actually sounded more like very early swing, like early 1920s, like still in New Orleans, kind of like not really sure what jazz is yet, kind of like that style.
Especially with the clarinet.
Yeah, like the Dixieland like group improv.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
But also, just her voice in general had a very like doll-like kind of like cute quality, and I could totally imagine them like doing that little like dance they used to do back then.
Well, you know how like jazz singers normally have like very dark like tones, like if you think about Billie Holiday or whatever, just a very dark sound, and this is just so bright and like woo, like so cute.
Yeah.
And like that's so unusual for a jazz singer, but she pulled it off.
Yeah. The colors she was getting by like highlighting different really interesting melodic Netherlands was really, really neat. Like it like there was a clear melody and you could sing along with it and it was really fun, but it would keep like trailing off like little bits, and like she would dig into these really like colorful like harmonies. It was really nice.
The way she just weaves around keys and also like brings a little bit of like, I don't know if it's necessarily text painting, but it's like, you know when you ask a question, it's like when you insist on it, like she raises the melody just one step higher, and then it really brought my attention to that. I was like, wow, that's very good.
I'm slightly torn between the great lyrics of the song and the great melodies and the production of it. Torn between that, the great lyrics and the great stuff with the production, which I think could be a little too poppy, a little too clean. Some of the other instruments that are not the clarinet sounds great, but some of the other instruments are a bit overbearing. They sound a little too almost sterile for me. And there's a possibility they just wanted to make a modern reinvention of that Chaplin style. I wanted to hear the clarinet more. And the synths they add at the end, I felt it was just very plasticky. It somehow didn't feel alive, while the clarinet line and the melody and the harmonies are all trying to paint this vibrant picture. But the rest of the instrumental just sounds a little too boom chuck, boom chuck, boom chuck. But in terms of the lyrics, from the first verse, I was like, okay, she's just paying homage to Charlie Chaplin, but for my kind of homage song, I would like a couple of references, and I was waiting for that. And there was a Gears on the Clock one, which there is a scene in Modern Times where he's literally drifting between gears of a clock. Like his entire body is going between gears of a clock. Yes, and I'm like, okay, that's good, but I feel like there needs to be one more. And then she sang about the gibberish song. And in Modern Times, this was during the late period of the silent film. So there was experimentation with sound. And in Modern Times, there's a scene, there's supposed to be someone in the orchestra who's accompanying the silent film. There's supposed to be a singer singing along Charlie Chaplin's mouth. And the song sounds like a European language, but it's actually complete nonsense and gibberish. It's a mixture of a bunch of European languages, and he's just like, and it sounds so legit.
Sounds like.
And that's the reference to the gibberish song. And she says she'll sing it again. And in the end, she's like, I hope you're in a happier place now. I'm like, you know, I'm totally with you. This is so great. Yeah.
Wow,
So-
IU's great.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm omg-horns channel creator, and I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed or learned something from it. If you'd like to support us or help ReacttotheK grow, you can do so by visiting our Patreon and help us out by pledging any amount you can. Big tip of the hat to our Superstar Idol patrons. Thanks for the love. Till next time.
Interesting.
Interesting.
ASMR. Okay.
I hope that doesn't make it in the video, but I also hope it does.
Me too.